What's going on, guys? This is Malcolm, MVD Bushcraft and Survival. What is the similarities between bushcraft, survival, prepping, all that kind of stuff, and quantum mechanics? But quantum mechanics is a theory in physics, and it describes the physical phenomenon at scales of atoms and subatomic particles. So the first law is called superpositioning. Particles can be in multiple states at once until they're measured. Same way in wilderness survival, you have to be prepared to adapt to a lot of different scenarios, but it doesn't actually become concrete until you are put in that concrete situation to use those skills and that gear and those tools. Another one is wave-particle duality. Light can behave as both a particle and a wave. And in bushcraft and survival, resources can also have dual purposes. Take a knife, for example. A knife can be used as a tool and as a weapon. Then there's something called quantum entanglement. This is when two particles, they can actually become entangled, where they share a connection no matter what the distance of them is. The environment is actually entangled because changes in one thing will actually it'll have a direct impact over the other thing. So if it starts raining outside, you better have a poncho. The strategies, the things that we learn how to do, they're directly entangled with the actual environment that we're going out into. The next one is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It's impossible to accurately know both the position and the momentum of a particle at the same time. You can't know all the aspects of your environment if you're in the woods. Not with certainty. It's like inherently unpredictable. You in the wild. The next, quantum tunneling. This is when particles can pass through really impossible barriers. We're constantly, overcoming seemingly impossible barriers if you know how to make use of the right tools and the right gear. But that's quantum tunneling. The next one is quantization. This is a specific property of a particle when it's quantized that it exists in discrete states. The survival needs that you have, water, fire, shelter, food, all of those things, you need all of them. They exist in a different space, but they're really all one because you got to have them all. The next one is something I've learned about called the Pauli exclusion principle. Now, this is when two identical particles cannot exist in the same state. Two survival strategies are not going to work in the same situation because every situation in the woods is unique. Then there's something called the observer effect. The act of observing a particle can change what's being observed. Just our presence in the woods. You have changed the woods and the organisms that live within it. You might not see them. They can see you. Then there's the Schrodinger's equation. It predicts a future state of a quantum system. Same way with bushcraft and survival, it requires anticipating a future state. Whatever that situation is, you have to predict a future state if you want to survive out in the woods. This is a principle that it exists in quantum physics, but it exists also in a lot of other different systems. Bushcraft and survival is a huge one. Then there's a last one called quantum decoherence. This is when isolated quantum systems become classical due to interaction with their environment. Most of the best survival strategies are those that harmonize with the natural environment instead of trying to dominate the natural environment. Being able to use what's around you and thrive. Hey man, it's just something interesting to think about. This bushcraft survival, it goes way deeper than you even think. Comment, like the video, subscribe, and I'm gonna holler at you guys next time, man. Peace.